Geopolitics and Empire is joined by Matt Smith, who writes on entrepreneurship, finance, philosophy, and has been producing video interviews with the legendary speculator, his mentor, Doug Casey. They have both escaped to Doug's ranch in South America in the hopes of surviving the Great Reset. Buenas tardes, Matt. How is Uruguay?
Well, it's great so far. I mean, we're heading into the high season here where, in the before times, as Doug would say, this area, Punta del Este, is probably the hottest place in the Southern Hemisphere coming up in the next couple of months. But it's been on lockdown for the last couple of years. And so the economy's been kind of choked here. But it's clear it's opened up this year. And I think you see this kind of trend in the Southern Hemisphere. It's like ease off the pressure a little bit, let the population take a breather. That's happening here right now. And, so I expect it's actually going to be a blowout summer in Punta del Este. I think it's going to be, people imagining, I guess we're back to the before times in a way. So I think part of the reason that I was interested in coming down to Uruguay actually was because I figured you basically, some of the Southern Hemisphere was clearly going to be opening up in the summer months. And I figured you basically could extend about 4 or maybe 5 months to kind of the general timetable of where this global phenomenon seems to be moving. And it seemed like that 4 or 5 months could make a big difference.
Yeah, it's kind of like buying time, and the same reason I came to Mexico. And I guess before getting to my first question, I've been following Doug Casey, like many people, for years, reading his stuff, international man. And then I think recently he started a YouTube channel, or maybe you started it for him, and then you created a Telegram channel. And I really love the takes, the interviews you do, the conversations with Doug, and you started posting some short clips, which were also very useful and interesting about some of the stuff that you're doing. So maybe if you want, just to tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're coming from. You must be wondering where the rest of this interview is. From here on out, many future Geopolitics and Empire podcast interviews will no longer be posted to the YouTube platform due to censorship. They are simply too hot to handle. However, you can easily find all the full-length podcast interviews on platforms that do not censor. For video, you can go to the Geopolitics and Empire channels over at Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, or Brighteon. For audio, you can go to SoundCloud or wherever podcasts are found, such as Apple, Spotify, Google, or countless other podcast platforms. You can also bookmark geopoliticsandempire.com or subscribe to the newsletter to be reminded of every new podcast interview. I need your help in migrating away from Pentagon Tube, so please find Geopolitics and Empire on other platforms and subscribe there. See you on the other side.